Raging Atheist versus Matt Powell. So somebody is clearly wrong about this, and you're trying to encourage other people to believe like you believe. Raging Atheist. What is the scientific application of believing mammoth is millions of years old? Water. Raging Atheist. The Bible says the plants were made on day 3 and the sun was made on day 4. Water. Work with the evolutionism religion. Raging Atheist.
Support from my patrons has went a long way in my confidence and is going to go a long way in helping this channel improve and take the next step. If you would like to become a patron of A Raging Atheist, link is in the description below. What is up, you heathens and demons, you beautiful, blasphemous people? Welcome back to A Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi, and today we're going to talk about something that just happened. Yesterday, I became aware that Kent Hovind on his channel had an interview with Matt Powell. And in that interview, they ran Matt Powell's propaganda video against me, spreading a lot of lies about me, a lot of misrepresentations about me. And I have to address it. But before we address the video, I'm going to address Kent Hovind personally. Now, on Saturday, I released a video against Kent Hovind. And I don't really believe in coincidence, so maybe that's the reason why Kent Hovind has decided to come after me, a little old 2,000 sub YouTuber. Maybe that's the reason why Kent Hovind didn't take the time to research the data. He could have easily found the uncut conversations that I've had with Matt Powell on my channel. But he didn't do any of that. He just decided to run a propaganda campaign against me, not knowing who I am, not knowing me at all, only going based upon what Matt Powell has said and has put together and has manipulated. So, Kent Hovind, if you would like to compare your integrity to mine, let's do it.
When Dr. Kent Hovind was sentenced to 10 years in prison for a bogus structuring charge, his son Eric took over the Creation Science Evangelism Ministry. After Dr. Hovind was in prison for about a year, his son Eric Hovind was supposed to be running his dad's ministry, but he instead started a new ministry called God Quest Ministries. After he started this new ministry for himself, he sold his dad's ministry, which had about $2 million in assets, to himself as president of God Quest Ministries for only $6,300.
Now, in this, me and Kent Hovind has something in common. Not the fact that his child fucked him over the way Kent Hovind fucked him over, but in the fact that we've both been to prison. But there are differences between me and Kent Hovind. When I committed my crimes, I was a teenager hooked on drugs, and I was breaking into people's houses. I've always maintained that I was wrong and I deserved what I got. And in fact, that punishment has helped me to become a better person. Not at first, but over time. But Kent Hovind isn't a man that can own up to his mistakes. Now, he'll really be happy to tell you about how he went to prison, but he's not going to own up to actually committing tax fraud. He's not going to own up to actually breaking the law. What he's going to own up to is a government conspiracy meant to silence him and take everything away from him. His organization did not pay taxes. In fact, it was structured in a way not to pay taxes, even though it did not have tax-exempt status. Even though the people working for this supposed church didn't see it as a church, and he had them on salary, so they weren't volunteering. In fact, the structure of his first supposed church was based upon a lot of trust documents produced by Glenn Stoll, a known promoter of tax avoidance schemes. So what was Kent Hovind charged with? What put him in prison for 9 years? He had 12 counts of not withholding taxes for his employees, 45 counts of structuring, A law that is based primarily to get drug dealers for their illegal money is what caught Kent Hovind and sent his ass to prison. He also got one count of threatening an IRS agent. Now he claims that he didn't threaten the agent, that he was praying for the agent. But if you're praying for that agent to be harmed or have harm done to them, then that's a fucking threat. Another thing that we don't have in common is I'm not a con man and I'm not raising my child to be a con man. So he can be so mad at Eric Hovind for stealing his church and stealing his money and stealing his wealth and stealing his home, but he's your son. You might have something to do with that.
So he supposedly bought Kent Hovind's ministry that had $2 million in assets for only $6,300.
After I'd been in prison about a year, Eric started a new ministry, God Quest.
Yeah.
And then he, as manager of CSE, for me, claims he sold everything to himself as president of God Quest for $6,300.
Wow.
And that's when he became the provider for my wife and everything else. She pretty much left me and stopped coming to visit, stopped writing, stopped encouraging. Just, you know, they conspired to take away everything CSE had.
Wow.
And they did. And I came home to nothing.
You know, it might speak to your character. It might speak to the type of father you were, the type of husband you were, that once your ass gets sent to prison and you basically ruined your family's name for being a tax fraud, a liar, a cheater. So once your ass gets sent to prison, they abandon you. They take all of your shit, according to you. I think that speaks a lot to your character. And if you want to compare your character with mine, well, I'm very happy to do so because I am an open book. I talk about myself very openly. And I have conducted myself with nothing but integrity, especially when it comes to Matt Powell. And I'm going to show you that as we progress forward into this response, this debunk of Kent Hovind smearing me on his channel.
Dr. Hovind finally arrived home on July 9th, 2015, after being in prison for 9 years. He was welcomed with a welcome home party, in which about 500 people attended. After the party, at about 10:30 that night, his wife takes him down the hall and points him to the room to where he will be sleeping, and it is not the same room as his wife.
The divorce is just, I came home my first day 9 months ago and had a party, welcome home Dad, and I walked down the hallway 10:30 at night, and she said, by the way, you're sleeping in there now.
So after 9 years, you get home from prison, and your wife tells you that you're sleeping in another room. And I know that must be disappointing. As I said, I've been to prison. I know what happens in prison, especially you've been there for 9 years. And I know what you was really wanting, and it must have been a big disappointment for you. And I'm sorry that that happened to you. I truly am. I'm sorry that whatever you did in your past caught up to that ass and cost you everything. I'm sorry for that. Maybe you should have been a better human being. And you know, maybe you should understand the people you're attacking before you attack them. Maybe you should understand that I have based everything upon my integrity, that I have based everything upon my ability to recognize when I'm wrong and to try to fix those things about myself. I have went out of my way to try to be more empathetic, especially towards Christians. It gets hard sometimes. But when you're going to attack me, when you're going to allow blatant lies to be spread about me on your 100,000 subscriber channel, it's a war.
Wow.
So, trust me, that's not my wishes.
Right,
After 9
right.
years.
Well,
Anyway,
How disgraceful. Her husband, a great man of God, had been in prison suffering for 9 years, and she welcomes him home by telling him where he is going to sleep in his own house.
But is he a great man of God, though, or is he just a con man, a swindler, a hustler? Is he a doctor? Really? I'm not so sure. Maybe. But I mean, wouldn't a great man of God be rewarded with a wife that loved him? A son that admired and respected him? Wouldn't a great man of God not have went to prison for lying and not paying his fucking taxes.
It gets even worse. Since his house is now owned by God Quest Ministries, Dr. Hovind has been paying $600 a month to rent a small room in his own house, down the hall from his wife. His wife has now filed for divorce, and his son has evicted him from his own house.
That really sucks. I'm really sorry that happened to you. Wouldn't wish that on anybody. That shows that Eric Hovind's a piece of shit. Now, this is like Kent Hovind's side of the story. So maybe Kent Hovind was a shit dad and a shit husband. And maybe he deserved exactly what he got. I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm not in that household. I'm not going to pretend to know, and I'm not going to interject. I don't know. What I do know is that Kent Hovind has decided to attack me. That Kent Hovind now openly endorses Matt Powell, a person who calls for the genocide of all homosexual people, of the LGBTQ plus community. Everybody in it calls for the genocide of them all. And Kent Hovind is now endorsing that. But Kent Hovind has always had a on-again, off-again relationship with the NIFB, with Steven Anderson. So this comes as no surprise that he would endorse these people. But it is time that we start calling him out for it. And I'm going to be going deep into this conversation he had with Matt Powell, deep into this propaganda video that Matt Powell has made about me once again. Full of lies, full of misrepresentations, misrepresenting our conversation, misrepresenting a debate that he actually won. There's no reason for him to misrepresent it or lie about it, because by the rules of debate, he won that. And I've started to talk about it a little bit. Started to go into it, and I'll continue to do that because I can't let this shit slide. Kent Hovind, I have never personally attacked you. I've been planning on it, just like I was planning on attacking Eric. But I hadn't done that yet. So kudos for delivering that first blow. And I am going to offer you this, because I'm not a debater. I'm not going to come and debate you on evolution versus your creationism. I'll let other people that know evolution better than me do that. But I will have a conversation if you're open. If you want to come, have a conversation with me, or if you would like me to come to your channel and have a conversation about how you misrepresented me on your channel, about how you allowed Matt Powell to lie about me on your channel when you're supposedly this great man of God, this great Christian, well, I'd be down for that. So y'all can really expect me to go into this hard as I do. You can expect rage to come out, because rage is here. I was planning on doing a more positive response from Christians to Billie Eilish, and I'll get to that. I decided to scrap the polite leader response and do a more positive response, show Christians in a better light when it came to the topic of Billie Eilish. But I'm putting that on hold for now, because when you attack, well, I attack back. As always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi. This is A Raging Atheist. If you like my videos, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell, share me on your social media, comment in the comments section below. Tell me what you think about the video. Tell me what you think about my channel, what you think about me. Plenty of Christians do every day. I'll see you soon.